What is going on, everybody? So I want to get this video out tonight, and it's already getting very late, so I'm going to try and keep this short and keep it to minimal editing. So if there's a few ums or buts or you hear me breathing in the background, sorry. I'll try and do as much as I can, but it is getting late. I need to get to bed, but I do want to give you guys some information because today I did the booster box update in the spreadsheet for One Piece boxes. We do everything from blue bottoms all the way up to OP11. And once we get OP12, I am planning to split it. I'm going to do the first 12 sets of OP, and then basically like the premium boosters, the extra boosters, that's going to become its own separate thing I do on another day. And I'll probably do them once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks. We'll see. But it's getting to a point where there's just too many to do in 1 week, and also having to add in the average sale price. So I'm going to split it up eventually. But getting into it, Romance Dawn blue bottoms. This box is up to around $12.80 on TCG Player. But realistically, guys, this is a $1,400 booster box. You can see here most recent sales on TCG Player, $13.94 and $13.60. And if you go on eBay, lots of sales above $1,400, $1,500 in the spreadsheet over the past 3 weeks that we've been tracking it. The average sale price has been above $1,400, $1,425, I think, if you take the average from the 3 weeks and all the boxes. So that is getting up there, right? This box is not $1,000 anymore. It's getting difficult to find these. Even the white bottom boxes in Canada over the past few months, I know when I was buying my boxes, you could find them around 500-ish Canadian. Even on Facebook, you could find a decent deal, probably in the 400, 450 range. Nowadays, everything's like over $600. Maybe you can still find the odd deal on Facebook, but it's very difficult to find white bottoms. Blue bottoms, I'm still looking. Again, like, I don't want people to approach me. I want to be able to approach someone and find a box. So I'm still on the lookout for one. I put out a couple offers on eBay, and I'm paying attention to auctions if any show up in Canada. I don't want to pay the tariff fees right now. So that's what I'm doing. But blue bottoms, if you guys have them, I would recommend holding. I think this is one of the safest investments right now in One Piece, as ridiculous as that seems. Now, if you bought these at $100, I would recommend just moving at least one, right? Or however many you need to, just to get your money out of the hobby. Again, One Piece is a much more dangerous investment compared to something like Pokemon. In my opinion, Pokemon's been around a lot longer, and there's a collectible market to it. Whereas with One Piece, once these boxes go to rotation, we really don't know what's going to happen. Now, I still feel very confident in saying that there will be a large collectible side of this hobby moving forward. And I think that's only going to grow with time as more people come into One Piece. Maybe they move away from Pokemon because it's too expensive, difficult to find product. Again, like a lot of One Piece boxes, you can find quite cheap. Like, it's still reasonable to open product and get some hits and enjoy your experience. Whereas with Pokemon, it can be very expensive, especially if you want to open something like Prismatic Evolutions right now. 151, Evolving Skies obviously is probably the most opened modern set by far. So there's still a lot going for One Piece, and that's why I'm bullish on it moving forward. Now, going to the next set, we're going to talk about Pillars of Strength. This box is up to $230 again. And if you guys remember, when I started tracking all of the booster boxes, the secondary market data on eBay, I said that these weren't going to be moving anytime soon. And that was about, I don't know, 50, 60 days ago at this point. It seems like they're all in a range now where they could potentially see a leg up maybe in the next month or two. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. I think part of what's happened, although sell-through rate has gone up, and we're now including auctions in that sell-through rate, not just buy it now, it also seems like some sellers have taken boxes off the market, especially for Paramount War and Pillars of Strength. Both these are in a range where we should be keeping an eye on them right now. And Pillars of Strength is a set that's not really strong. I mean, you have, the Sabo manga up top, and then a couple other decent cards, but nothing crazy. So if a set like this can reach $230, you best believe that sets like Two Legends will get there. Royal Blood will eventually get to a decent point. Again, it's just going to take time. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to be the best investment. There's probably going to be other sets that outperform it, like potentially OP11. I'd say now is a very good buy at around $120. If you can buy it for like $90 or $80 or whatever. If you're in Europe, other parts of the world, that's great. But keep an eye on Pillars of Strength moving forward and some of these other sets. And I think it serves as a good reminder that if you give a set enough time, it is going to move. So moving on, we're going to talk about OP05. Now, how many times have I said on this channel this year that OP05, there's still potential for a reprint to come? You know, these boxes aren't guaranteed to take off. If you want to get some OP05, do it, but be ready to buy more if a reprint comes. guys, if you have a position OPO5, this might be a decent opportunity to try and get a few more boxes. We're seeing restocks at Bandai stores in the States. Lots of people flipping boxes on eBay right now. And a lot of them, it seems like they're cutting the wrap off. And you'll see a lot of the sales, even on TCG Player, the wraps are off. And that is still affecting the sealed box price. So don't worry about this drop too much. Nothing's really going on here other than more supply hitting the market and people that are scalping the product, taking advantage of a quick $100 flip or so. So long term, I'm a fan of OPO5. Don't worry about it. It's going to pass. If you don't have any OPO5, this might be a decent entry point. We could still get more of it. It's going to be in rotation for an entire year after 2025. So considering it's already one of the more expensive booster boxes, Bandai could come back and reprint it again or restock it again in the future. Either way, it is a decent buying opportunity right now. And they're selling about 4 per day on eBay North America, which is very high for a one-piece booster box. We normally see a new set release like EBO2, OP11. The first week, like week of release, they're normally around 5 to 6 boxes per day on eBay North America. So 4 boxes for a box that's over $200, that's moving fast. And that signifies to me that a lot of people want this product still, and that these boxes are going to get chewed through fairly quickly. Now, moving on, we're going to talk a little bit about Two Legends. This is a box that over the past 6 months is up almost 40%, and it's moved from around $75 up to around $106. And if you look at most recent sales on TCG Player, you're around $110. And it's not that high on eBay, but it's still about $107, $107.50. So that's pretty good for Two Legends. Again, this box isn't anything crazy. There's not a lot of great hits in it, but over time, and guys, if you buy at the bottom right, you basically have no downside. So again, I still hold that stronger sets are going to give you a much higher ROI in the long run, right? Like 3 to 5 years, 7 years, whatever it's going to be. You're much better putting your money into sets like 05, 09, 11 right now. I mean, it's kind of a no-brainer to be buying OP11 around $100, $120. That's a very strong set. But you can still make very good money on a set like Two Legends if you're buying fairly close to wholesale pricing, $70, $80. So congrats to anyone who owns Two Legends. I'm glad to see it finally moving. It does surprise me that it's moving this fast because there was a ton of supply of Two Legends out there, and there still is on the secondary market. We have like 6 months of supply before we get a 20% leg up according to eBay data and how many boxes are on the market right now. So I didn't expect to see this around $110 anytime soon, but we're here now. That's a good sign for people who own the boxes. Next up, OPO9. This is another good sign. Slightly up this week compared to last week. Sales volume is still fairly high on the box. I think average sale price was fairly close to $180 on eBay this week. There were lots of cases of this product selling as well, so it's not just individual boxes, but I still think we have a ways to go before we chew through this entire reprint or restock. So I don't think it's going to jump up to $200 anytime soon, but we're going to continue to see this week over week, month over month climb unless we get more supply on the market. And then finally, EBO2, this box we discussed yesterday, so I don't want to go too deep into it. Still around $176. The average sale price of a box on eBay this week was about $180, I believe. And compared to a lot of the other new sets like Two Legends, Emperors in the New World, Royal Blood, OP11, A Fist of Divine Speed, compared to all of those sets, there is a lot less supply of EBO2 on the secondary market, which kind of follows with EBO1, there being less supply of the box. We already know EBO1's like $320 right now. I think all signs are pointing to EBO2 following in the footsteps of EBO1 and being a very strong investment. I'm not saying it's going to jump up to $320 over the next 12 months or anything, but I think it's going to be a very decent place to put your money in the one-piece hobby. If you guys do want to get access to the spreadsheet, I'll leave it linked to the top of the description down below. Also, one more thing I want to say about it. I did say I was going to track all of the manga cards, but going forward, I think I'm just going to do the top 20, and I'll keep the Nami manga from PRBO1, but then it's just going to be based on the top chase of every set. So the other PRBO1 mangas that are expensive won't be included because they're either reprints from other sets or they fall outside the top 20 in terms of value. And the reason I'm doing this is because the formula I use for the spreadsheet works great for 20 items. and rank ordering them, but if I have to add in more, it's going to get complicated. And if I'm doing that every single set release with a new manga, I feel like I'm going to have issues in the future. And honestly, people don't really pay attention to the cheaper mangas. Like, nobody's talking about the Soga King from Pillars of Strength. Nobody's talking about the Sabo from Kingdoms of Intrigue. I think I said earlier in this video that Pillars of Strength had the Sabo. Sorry, it's the Soga King. I can already tell somebody's going to be in the comments down below writing that out before they get to the end of the video. But either way, that's what I'm going to be doing. We're just going to track the top 20. I think it's going to work out great. I'm actually very excited to start tracking the manga cards. I'm also going to be adding in like a PSA 10 and a BGS 10 black label, most recent sale price. And of course, it's not just One Piece stuff that gets tracked in the spreadsheet. We also cover a lot of the Pokemon stuff. And you guys can kind of see here, the next update for the One Piece cards, it's going to look something like this, where it's either going to have an arrow going up, arrow going down, staying the same, depending on where it ranks. So that's ideally what I'm going to be doing with the manga cards, just so we get a better visual illustration of what's happening in terms of card price and the ranking based on how expensive they are. So I'm very excited for what's to come. Either way, guys, if you have Romance Dawn booster boxes, I recommend holding. If you have Pillars of Strength, again, hold. OPO 5, hold. Two Legends, hold. O9, hold. EBO 2, it's all hold, guys. Like, I would not be selling anything right now. All these booster boxes are looking great, and we just need time to pass. We need sets to be opened, booster boxes to be chewed through, and 3 to 5 years down the road, hopefully we have deeper pockets than we have now. With all that said, thank you guys so much for watching the video. I hope you're having a great week. Stay safe wherever you are in the world, and I'll catch you in the next one.